So that is my new accessory that I will be rocking for the next 6 weeks. And let me just start by saying, I'm going to tell y'all what happened, but let me just start by saying I am not angry, mad, or upset at Bertha May. This was an accident. So today we was on our way to my physical therapy appointment, and her trunk was open because she had thought she'd accidentally hit it, but she wasn't sure. So it was open, and we were headed down this road. It's called 25A, and I was gonna close it. I was gonna close it at this one spot, but the light didn't change. So we get to this one area in front of the hospital, and the light changed, and I figured it'd be long enough to close it. So she's like, go ahead. I jump out, close the trunk, and as I'm coming back, I opened the door, and I heard her say my name, and the car just started moving forward, which the door was open, so it knocked me on the ground. And as I was on the ground, her back tire ran my ankle over. And you have to imagine, I know people seeing this are not going to know where I'm talking about, but this is a busy intersection in front of a hospital. And all I could think about was I'm laying in the middle of this road. A car's going to run over the top part of me. Like, that's just all I could think about. So I laid there, and I'm just like kind of covering my head or whatever. But nothing like that happened. She stopped the car, we get out, and I'm just laying there, and I sit up, and I'm, you're looking around, taking inventory, like, am I hurt? What else is going on? I don't know. And I'm feeling myself, looking, and I'm just like, okay. And I was crying, and then I stopped crying because I'm like, okay, well, nothing else is hurting. It's just my ankle. I'm looking at my ankle, and it's swelling up. And I was just like, okay. And my mom comes out of the car, and I was like, Mom, you ran me over. Like I said, it was an accident. So I don't know who these two gentlemen were, but they both stopped because they were trying to make sure traffic stopped because I'm sitting in the middle of the road. And this older gentleman and another gentleman, they stopped. I don't know who they are, but I just thanked them. They called 911 for us. I looked at my mom and I said, you gotta call 911. And she was just a wreck. She was a mess. And the one gentleman, he called 911. A sheriff came. She was on her way back to Troy, and she said she hadn't been dispatched. She just stopped, and she stopped making sure everybody's okay. Another one pulled up. She called the medic. They got there. It took them a while, but I guess from where they were and to where we were, it wasn't that long. But I had two great medics that came, and they're asking us what happened. Am I injured anywhere else? I'm like, no, it's just my ankle. At this point, my ankle is beginning to swell a lot, and it is hurting. I can't really move it. So the medics get there, and they're like, do you think we can help you stand? And I'm like, okay. So they try to help me stand on my good foot. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, no pressure. Mm-mm. So they get me on the chair. They get me in there. And they do what they do. And I'm right in front of the hospital. So literally they just got to go up this road to the hospital. And I get to the hospital, get checked in and everything. And my mom had called my grandmother. And what she told her was, Mom, I ran Shalisa over. That's what she said. Because she's not thinking. And anybody who hears that, she was thinking the worst. And here it was just my ankle. So I get to the hospital. They get their x-rays, all their information. They give me some pain medicine. The doctor comes in. He was a little bit rushed because there was a trauma coming in. And he said, well, I have some bad news. He said, you do have a fracture, but The bone that is fractured, I believe he said, is my tibia, the smaller bone. It is broken in 2 places. But he said the fractures, they sort of line up. So they're not like misplaced, they're lined up. And because they are broken but lined up, that'll preach right there. I don't have to have surgery. So I don't need surgery. I am going to be in a boot for a while, which will push back my driving plans. But that's the blessing right there. And it's not the weight bearing bone. So no surgery. It's not the weight bearing bone. And I'll be in a boot for probably about 4 to 6 weeks. So I know somebody else might look at this and be like, oh man, and I am a little sad. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm grateful because it could have been worse. I mean, she could have ran over my whole body. Cars could have ran me over. Anything else could have happened. But the doctor just kept saying, and the good news is. And so I'm just dwelling on the good news. Yes, I'm in pain. And yes, it's going to be a little frustrating because I'm not going to be able to cook like I want to and move around like I want to. Although I'm probably going to try to modify some kind of stool or chair so I can slide around the kitchen or something. But I'm grateful. And no, I'm not mad at my mom. It was an accident. She was a wreck. She feels bad enough, and I'm not here to make her feel any worse because I know that she did not mean to do it. It's just a freak accident. And like my grandma said, because she came to the hospital, look at the positive side. And we are. So I just wanted to come on and share that. But my plans might have been delayed a little bit, and that's okay. Because obviously God felt I needed to sit down a little bit more. I had a couple job interviews lined up, and I was going to go do that and start back to work. But for whatever reason, it must be for me just to not and to sit at home and continue being my parents' broke best friend. I'm not going to be angry or upset. I'm going to sit my butt down. So, yeah. So it is what it is. So that's what happened. So if y'all saw somebody sitting on the ground or you saw an accident today on 25A out by the hospital, that was me. And I'm going to stay grateful, blessed, and just sharing a message of love, hope, and positivity because I'm truly grateful to God because it could have been much worse. So y'all stay blessed. All right. I love y'all. Toodles.